planting carrots today, and when I plant carrots, I don't mess around. They are heavy feeders. They're going to take a long time to grow, and they're going to take a lot of nutrients out of the soil. So what I'm doing first, I've added 3 5-gallon buckets of finely screened compost, 15 gallons on just a 15-foot bed here. Spread out the compost. I've begun to rake it nice and flat, and I'm going to continue doing that with my rake here, very gently, going across the entire width of the bed. After I prepared the bed with compost, I want to actually pack it down. I want a firm seed bed so there's good contact between the seeds and the compost. I'm just going to come along the edge of the bed, line up this press with the string guidelines, and I'm just going to give it a good firm press. And I'm going to go all the way down the bed doing this. I'm just going to go ahead and sort of plant like I did with spinach, although I can make more rows. With the spinach bed, there's 4 rows. I can put up to 6 rows of carrots in a 2.5-foot bed. I'm not going to. I like to space them out a little more than that. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick with 4. But you could go anywhere up to 6 rows across a 2.5-foot bed. They don't take a tremendous amount of space. All right, so I've got my garden stake again. I'm going to use the cornered edge just like I did with the spinach. I'm going to mark the middle, so not to make a row in the middle. I only want 4, but that just gives me a guideline. So now from here, I'm going to go, let's say, I used to really be picky and measure this out. I don't anymore. I just kind of wing it. I got a good sense of where I want to be. So I just go 1, 2, 3. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. They're about 6 inches apart. And that's just about perfect. And I have them about 3 or 4 inches away from the edge of the bed, so I'm careful not to step on them. And it's easier to weed. And when the boys are running through the garden in the middle of the summer, there's less damage. So you can see there the 4 furrows. I'm actually going to deepen them a little bit, but they're about 6 inches apart. And it's into those furrows that I will plant the seeds just like this. Now, carrot seeds look like this. They're very tiny and they're very light. If I'm not careful on this windy day, they're going to blow away. You see them? And one trick you can use to soak your seeds in a little dish of water on your kitchen counter, kitchen table for 24 hours before you plant them. And that'll actually shave 5, 6, maybe even a whole week, 5, 6 days or a whole week off of the germination time. I have dry seeds, and the reason is when you do soak them first, they tend to stick together, and it makes handling them a lot harder. So I'm going to try to drop a seed roughly every inch or so. So I'm just going to take 2 or 3 seeds at a time. And I'm just going to, it's a slow process, but it's worth it. I'm just going to drop them in every inch or so. And it's probably going to take me about 20 minutes to go down this whole bed, all 4 rows. But in the end, this process is worth it. You see those? They're spread out about every inch or less. So I have the seeds in the ground. And now I want to make good contact between the seed and the soil. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to my garden stake. I'm going to place it back into the trench carefully, and I'm just going to pack them all down at once. They're all firmly in place. And now what I'll do, I'm going to take my 2 fingers on either side of the furrow, and I'm just going to go ahead and gently drag them down, and it's almost like zipping up the furrow. And then I'm going to go back through, I'm going to just level it out. And I'll use my hand to firm it down.